sidelines of Sharp Ventures Summit, Girl Kickstarter for Startups, and I'm joined by the mastermind, the brain behind this event, Mr. Harsh Mariwala. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for inviting me. Yeah.
Thank you for inviting us. We're at this event today. We see a lot of startup founders coming and talking, but you really set the ball rolling when it came to the FMCG sector. What would be your pearl of wisdom for them?
So I think for all the startups, three things I would say. First is you have to create a strong right to win, and that can only happen through a very high degree of differentiation in whatever you're doing. It could be some innovation, it could be a pioneering initiative, it could be technology, it could be some service orientation which others are not offering. I think that's the first. Number two, if you have to succeed, you need to have very good talent and culture in the organization. And number three, which is quite underrated these days by startups, is to have a very strong emphasis on governance. So I would say that create differentiation, back it up with strong talent, build a strong culture, and look at governance also.
Amazing. I'm sure the startup founders will be ecstatic on that advice. We've seen you over the years, and now we see Mr. Rishabh Mariwala stepping up with Sharp Ventures. Are there any advices or life lessons you like to share with him when it comes to running a business?
No, we interact with each other quite a lot, so I think we are quite aligned in terms of our overall approach to business. And he has found his calling in starting Sharp Ventures, which is his baby. My role is very limited, but I think I play some role in terms of mentoring him and guiding him. And it so happens that both of us are passionate about consumer-facing businesses, so most of our investments or his investments are in those kind of businesses where we are able to understand. We don't understand tech so much, so that's why we believe that you should do something which you are passionate about, which you understand, and not just because others are doing it, because we will not be able to add value to a tech business. Clearly in consumer facing businesses, that's our strength, and that's where we can see ourselves adding value.
Sure. When we look at you, there's been Marico and the legacy of Marico, and when we look at Mr. Rishabh Mariwala, we see a portfolio that has a very high risk appetite. So does this run in family, taking high risks?
So I think in the kind of business he started, there is a risk, and he also has had some, shall I say, setbacks because some of the investments he made didn't do well. But at the same time, some investments have done exceedingly well. So net, you have to see overall what are the returns. In early stage investing, there is a risk involved, and I think unless you take risks, you will not succeed. So I, for one, believe that it's not blind risk taking; it's a calculated, deliberative risk taking, looking at the business model, looking at the promoters, looking at the overall talent, culture, the mindset of a promoter. So I think as long as overall it's showing good positive results, it's okay to fail sometimes.
It's okay to fail. I'm sure everybody agrees with that. When it comes to funding in Indian startups, what we're going through right now is being described as a long funding winter. Where do you see this coming to an end?
So I think initially about 2 years back, we saw that there were many more funders, and it was very easy to raise money. There was a shortage of businesses to invest in because the funding was much more. I think now in the last 2 years there has been a huge correction. Maybe it's the opposite has happened, where the number of funders have reduced. So I think now businesses are finding it difficult to raise money. And more importantly, I think most of the funders have started becoming more demanding. They want to see profitability over a period of time. So I think that's a good sign, because businesses where ultimately businesses have to make profits. You can't just go on bleeding from a long-term point of view. So that equilibrium is now better established today compared to what it was today. Maybe it has gone more in favor of profitability at this stage, but I reckon it'll improve with a balance of good growth as well as profits.
So you're saying it will be the survival of the fittest?
That I think any business survival of the fittest has to come in. If you are not able to, in a highly competitive environment, you will have a lot of dropouts, a lot of failed businesses. But that's okay, because that's a part and parcel of being an entrepreneur.
Sure. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Lovely talking to you, sir.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.